sun. Well, ladies, this is your space for inspiration, empowerment, and real conversation with women who are redefining the game.
Oh, wow. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of SKST Radio. And guys, I got Cherriell here. She's here. Finally. The Cherriell
Orius.
That's what y'all know I'm bad at names, so we ain't going to even go there. So tell people who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Cherriell Orius. I am a trauma coach. I'm also a trauma survivor.
Oh, wow.
I also am an author, and I have a podcast that's called Woman to Woman, Healing Conversations with Cherriell Orius, where I focus on and uplifting women of trauma.
Oh, nice. So, Cherriell, how did you decide this is what you were going to do?
Honestly, it decided. Always, and it's crazy because when I sit back and I reflect and I realize now that even as a young woman coming up, or young girl coming up, the women that were attracted or migrated towards me were always women that were of adversity, young girls of adversity. And I don't know, I pour into them or just somehow we connect. And then after I went through my things, and when I went through my healing and I started to look back and reflect, and I was like, okay, God, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
And it just seems like it just chose me, and it just took off. And it started with my book. After I wrote my book, and I used my book to also pour in, and I have a program designed around my book, but it just seems like it chose me.
Wow, it's amazing. So I saw some of your show in the past, and I love the way you got it going. I really love the flow, and I really love why you're doing it, the whole concept of why you're doing it.
Thank you.
And so by you being a survivor and making it happen, it's authentic, right? So it comes from the heart. Because I know where you've been. A lot of people can't say that. People could talk and judge, but if they haven't been in your shoes or don't know that situation, they can't really relate to what the other person is going through. So I do take my hats off to you. That's why you are the Cherriell for today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. So your background, you got a lot of things going. And as a Cherriell, how do you manage? You're juggling those balls. How do you manage all those projects that you do?
I have to say, God, I don't know. I really, I don't know. I just have to say, God, because I know what I want to do. And the good thing about it is everything that I'm doing is intertwined with each other. So, and I guess that's what keeps me on task, because this fuels that and that fuels that. So.
Wow. So now let's talk about your support group. So I know you got a fantastic husband, and I had the opportunity, the pleasure of meeting him.
Yeah.
And he's an author as well.
Yes.
And so I see that you guys, he introduced you to me.
Yes.
So, that's pretty cool. Well, my wife, she does this. I think you and her get along really well. And so that was really sweet. So to me, I like to hear about that support system. I know you have your husband, but what about what's the village like?
So I always tell people my husband is he's my PR person. He's always taking me places and speaking, and sometimes I'll be like, babe, I don't think they think I can talk because you talk for me. But he's always promoted me, and I thank him for that. But for the village, I have a sisterhood that I am so proud of. I have ladies that I have connected with, and that I, pour into and pour back into me. And then I have two fabulous brothers, especially my baby brother. He's my biggest fan, I have to say. He is, and he's always rooting for me. Anything I got going on, he's like, okay, let me know. So, but yeah, I've been blessed. Good.
Well, share a little bit of your world with us so we'll know what we can do to support you.
Well, so my world is right now, like I said, I use my podcast to talk to women and other organizations that support women of trauma. And I'm really trying to bring exposure. I'm fairly new, so I don't have a huge platform right now, but I'm growing.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, just even having me up here like this is helping me because I'm connecting with someone who has not heard of me is able to hear. So it maybe check me out. We are also having on July 18th, we're having our second annual Woman to Women's Conference.
Nice.
And that's where, we have speakers come out and, pour into the ladies. So I'm excited for that.
Okay, so the conference. So do you have a lot of people working with you, the women's group, or how does that happen?
Right now, it's really me, and I've reached out to a couple of women that I've connected with in the community that have agreed to come on and speak. So it's really me, my husband, and I have two other ladies that work with me. I have a financial resilience coach who's partnered with me, and so her and I do a lot of tag teaming. And then I have another young lady. She does a lot of the tech. So, and she's helping me.
Nice.
So it's a small community,
but you're
but
getting it together, right?
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay, so let's talk about your book.
Okay.
Let's talk about your book.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk about your book.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tell everybody the title of your book and let's go into what inspired you to write this book.
So the book is called The Broken Compass: Life Out of Alignment. And what inspired it was really I had hit a very bad place. I pretty much hit rock bottom in my life. I was coming out of a bad relationship, and I kept trying to figure out why was my life so much always in turmoil. And it just came to me one day. I was having a conversation with a girlfriend of mine, and I told her, I was like, she was going through her things as well. And I was like, us and our broken compasses. Now, little did I know then I was prophesying. Little did I know. So when I met my husband and, we were getting dating and everything, and I told him my story. And I told him even about the broken compass, and he kept encouraging me to write it. So I sat down, I prayed about it, I wrote it, and it was just more or less letting other women know that who have gone through the things that I've gone through, or even worse, that it's okay, that you're gonna be okay, and it wasn't meant necessarily for you. Right? So, and I guess that's when God just lifted the veil and said, it's time. Share your story. You didn't do that's. You need to help other people. So
I love it. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So what we're going to do, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Ms. Sherry and find out about where people can find her book and where people can actually, how they can relate to the book and the things that she's got going on, because we have another author that's actually in the room with us, and he's like the one, if you're trying to get your book out there, and he's like the number one marketer for books. Wow. He really is. And so I'll put you in contact with him as well. But anyway, let's go to take a quick commercial. We'll be back after these messages. Sound good?
Yes.
An SKST radio network production, powered by SKST radio network and SGA Entertainment. Tommy G got you.
glad you made it today. Wait till you hear. What would you do? Follow the crowd. Sit on the back row. Got my
All right, we're back. So if you just tuned in, you haven't tuned in too late. You tuned into the Cammie Grayson Show. And let me tell you something. We got girl talk going on up in here, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And so, look, she had the opportunity to go and bring her book for us to see. Isn't that cool? Now, the cover, I mean, okay, so The Broken Compass, Life Out of Alignment. And so, I mean, I know you guys can relate to this because we're all out of alignment, especially when we're going through divorces and bad relationships. And then how do we get back?
Right.
How do we get our compass fixed?
Right.
How do we get back?
So it's well, the beginning starts with number one, a good spiritual grounding. And then actually having that base. That's normally the first key. And then the way the book goes, it's the four major areas in our life that throws us off, which is our spiritual, our mental, our emotional, and our financial. When these things are out of sync, we're out of sync, and all of those are actually tied to your spiritual.
Nice.
So when you first straighten up that line with God, now He's able to help guide you, and you can listen. He's able to help correct you, and He can deal with your mental and get that back in place, and He can deal with the emotional and help you get that under control. And then also financial, He shows us how to be better stewards of our money. And even just everything that we're doing is tied to that spiritual. So I'm very big on that spiritual alignment because that is the start.
It's the start. Wow, amazing. So, at the end of the day, it takes a lot to even just get this started.
It does.
So how long did it take you to write this book?
10 years.
See, yeah, I can relate to it. I can relate to
10 years.
Yeah.
Because I've fought with it.
Yeah.
So.
Because it's the heart, right?
It is.
And it's life expectance, things that people that know you knew exactly sort of what you went through.
Well, didn't know.
They didn't know.
So
wow. Okay.
It was me actually having to be vulnerable enough and not worry about the judgment that might come when I expose, the things that I went through.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, the reason why I kind of figured, like the most abusive relationship, not saying yours was, but you can see it. You can see that person was abusive. Or you can see if this person is like a mouse now and won't speak when they used to be vibrant in the community or vibrant with the family.
Right.
Now they don't even go around the family.
Well, that is one side of it, but there's another side where honestly there are women or men who are going through abuse and they're able to put that facade up. And you don't even know it, and they're going through it, and and a lot of times that vibrancy that you might see sometimes is the facade to cover the abuse. So it's a lot of different covers when you're going through abuse or you're dealing with it. No one really know because I'm naturally an introvert. So no one really knew the things that I had experienced or was experienced because there was no change in me. I remember when I told my brother for the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, I had to warn him because the first podcast I went on was after I did my book and he still had not known. So he was going to tune into the podcast and I had to tell him, I was like, listen, you're going to hear some things you've never heard and you don't know. And I need to tell you now because I need you to brace yourself. And when I told him, his first response was, I need a moment. He had to get off the phone because he had to deal with knowing that this happened to me.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, though. I mean, because a lot of people don't know, if you look at it that way, who's not in the bubble, right?
Right.
Who's not in the bubble. And then, like you said, people that's in the bubble, You try to keep that away from them so they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I was probably, with my siblings,
Mm-hmm.
We knew,
Mm-hmm.
but the family outside
That didn't know. Right.
What the girls were going through,
Right.
growing up. And so after, I guess, maybe 4 years ago, I finally shared with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She had not a clue.
Wow.
And so, but she wanted to know why we were always distant, why we always stayed away, why we always moved far away.
Right.
And so I just finally gave it to her. She's an adult, she has children. And so I don't know how she took it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, I'm me. I'm just going to put
Right.
it like it is. And
That's
I'm out,
That's right.
so I don't know how she really took it.
Right.
I know she did get quiet. She did have a quiet moment.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, we just continued our conversation.
Right.
And so for people who don't know how to express themselves,
Mm-hmm.
to tell,
Mm-hmm.
it took me a long time to get where I am.
Right.
In fact, me podcasting, I've been doing this for 31 years now.
Wow.
And so me running my mouth has been my therapy. And then I turned it and flipped it
Mm-hmm.
where now, okay, I'm good. I can say, and not feel ashamed or guilty
Right.
or any of that now, because I know it wasn't my fault.
Right.
As a child, it was not my fault.
Right.
I didn't ask to go through this, but it happened.
Right.
And other people are so afraid to say what happened, or afraid to share.
Right.
And so we didn't have access like this.
True. And growing up and also in the Black family, especially the Black community, whatever happens in this house stays in this house.
There you go. There you go.
So yes, and you're right, but they have to. What I try to let them know that one of the baby steps to healing is you have to let it out.
You have to.
You have to share it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now that you have this beautiful book, and now that the world is pretty much, I'm not going to say the world, your family,
Mm-hmm.
your friends, people that are close to you, now they see that, this is what you've been through. Do they treat you differently now, or do they,
No.
No.
My brother has always been a huge protector of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's another reason why, by him not knowing, it really hit him hard.
Mm-hmm.
But no, everything is still the same. It's like I told him, I don't want pity.
Right.
I don't fault anybody. I had to get to a place where I couldn't fault anybody. I had to let it go, and doing that, it was how I was able to actually heal from it, because now I'm looking at it like, whatever you were going through or you had been exposed to is what made you think it was okay to do this to me.
Mm.
I can't fault you for that, because you were dealing with your own.
Right.
So
Well, and it goes back to Color Purple.
yes.
It goes back to Color Purple. Well, he's felt like this is the way life is supposed to be.
Right.
This is what my father taught me, and his father taught him.
Yeah.
And it's just this vicious cycle that, it's not a good cycle.
It's not a good cycle.
It's not a good cycle.
It's not.
And then again, women are always the low woman on the totem pole.
We are.
And so we're just now being able to get into our own skin. We're just now, and we still see it in the workplace.
We do,
We
but that's
still
because
see
of the power that we are. All the research I've done, everything, even in the scriptures, we are so powerful, and so there's a fear there, And what do you do when you fear something, or you have to try to harness it, right?
Yeah.
But we are so powerful. I remember, and I even addressed it in the book, where I went to a women's conference, and the pastor that spoke said something that made me go search.
Mm-hmm.
She said, whenever God wanted to release something in the earth, he used a woman. She talked about Eve. She talked about when Jesus came into his starting performing miracles, that was brought on through his mother. She talked about she just brought all these references, and I was like, wow. Even life, it comes through a woman.
Yeah.
So when she put that out there, I was like, wait a minute, let me look. And I started researching. I was like, we are such powerful beings that I believe it's a fear, so.
Listen, that's one thing, March is my favorite month of the year.
Mm-hmm.
March 20th is my favorite day of the year.
That's your birthday?
No, it's not. It's just my favorite day. It's the first day of spring. It's the day that everything renews. You know, you get to see the flowers blossom, and to me, Girl Talk,
right?
International Women's Month, and I do it twice a year,
right?
July and March, and so this is my time to give back to the women,
right?
You know, to see the women, and it's not like the women that's always doing it,
right?
These are the women, everyday women, that are doing and making a difference that no one sees.
You know what? I love you. I do, because that's my whole thing. I have a magazine that's called Her Story.
Her Story. That's one of my words. Shiro in history.
Oh, I love it. It's her story. Yes. And it's basically about everyday women overcoming. And the way I did the magazine is I let them tell the story themselves. I don't do anything. I might clean it up, but they do the whole narrative.
I love it. Absolutely.
So yeah, and I love it because, like you said, it's the everyday unsung heroes that are out here impacting, but because they're not a celebrity or whatever, you don't hear about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so this gives you that opportunity, and then a part of I don't know if you know, but with the reason we do the feed now is because we're providing you, like, now you can take this story, everything that you're saying, you can take that now and add it on your website. So now you can get it out there even more. Right?
Awesome, yes.
And then I give you the transcripts. Yeah. So now if you want to put it in your magazine, your whole interview, take this part out, but your whole interview, you know, it's in there.
Yes.
You know, so you can get the little clips and the you know, the shorts and things like that. So this helps you. This helps you. So this is a marketing package that I'm offering to these women like yourself, to come in and this is what you do. You know, this is your time to talk. This is your time to shine, and we want to hear about you.
And I thank you for that, because I mean, honestly, that is so awesome what you're doing. I thank you on behalf of all the women, but it is a good thing, because we need places like this. We need platforms where we can speak our truth and where we can let out what we have to say and not feel judged or anything. And so,
I got it.
Yes.
I got you.
Thank you.
Okay, now, so we left off on the your support group, right? And we found out you have this fabulous husband that's your marketer.
Yes.
Yes, he is. And so I was kind of hoping he would came today too. So, but you know, it's okay. And so maybe I get to meet him another time. But so let's go back to you and the things that you're doing. So let's talk about the mentorship. And so now I'm turning you into a film tour.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So now, how do you address women, young women, people who have been in your situation, who's trying to overcome, who's trying to get where you are right now in spirit? How do you do that?
I just talk to them. I have a young lady right now that's going through something, and she wants to make a change, but she's not fully ready. So I don't give her any pressure, but I drop little seeds, and then I let God do the rest. He's going to water it. And when she's fully ready and she'll come, then I can sit down and I can go through. Like I said, the Broken Compass, Life Out of Alignment is a series. It's actually a healing series. So it's the book itself, then it comes with a workbook. And then there's also a 365-day intentional journal. And the journal has questions that are designed to make you think, and really, you can't just write anything. It's not one of those ones where you can just sit down and write it, hey, I did such and such a day. No, you're literally having questions that you have to answer, because you're doing an assessment.
Nice.
And it takes you through that, and by the end of the 360, every quarter you have an assessment to see where you are now versus where you were. And at the end of the 365, there's another assessment. So you have these 4 areas to go back and say, okay, this is where I started. This is where I'm at, and you can see your progression.
Right. So what I want to do, so now that you're an author, you're new, and we have a rare treat in studio today.
Okay.
So a rare treat in studio. Yes. So we're going to take one more quick break, and then what we're going to do, we're going to bring in a special guest who didn't even know he was going to be asked to be in today, and we're going to bring him in, and let's see what our message is here. Can you see that? Nah, the light jumped to me. Okay, so let's see. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll see if we can slide our special guest in, and he can answer any questions you might have as far as writing your book, getting your book out there, marketing your book, because I know for a fact that's what he does. You know, he's like the #1 marketer for his book.
Oh wow, this is so
He's
awesome.
really
Thank
good.
you.
He's really, you know, if I say he's good, he's good. He's really good.
Oh,
And so, and I met him kind of like when he first started, and
Mhm.
so now I'm just following his career, and he's really good. So, okay, let's take a quick break, real quick, and I'm just gonna kind of loop this, I guess, and we'll be back.
Well, thanks for giving, thanks for love, shining light from heaven above. We lift each voice, we rise and sing for the joy this season brings. The coming Grayson show, it's time to shine. Hope and healing, stories divine. Tune in now, let your spirit glow. Thanks for giving, let the whole world know. On the coming Grayson show.
Yes.
Okay, if you just tuned in, you haven't tuned in too late. You tuned into the Cammie Grayson Show. Come over a little bit more, make sure we all in this little camera here. Also, Anthony Owens.
Hello.
Hello, Anthony Owens. Oh.
Hello, Sherry. How are you?
I'm all right, and you?
And so Anthony's an author, and he is like a very accomplished author. His book made bestsellers, and I mean,
Well, not bestseller. I'm an award-winning author. I appreciate
Isn't
I
that-
got the open.
Well, I appreciate you having me. And just to give you a little advice, if you're willing to accept it. The main thing is to make sure that when you're trying to get your book out there and get the notification and just the awareness for people, you can do some video trailers.
Okay.
Video trailers, and you can get those done really inexpensive. Cammie does them as well.
Okay.
And then a place called Fiverr, FIVR, they do it as well, really
Yes.
inexpensive. I've done a lot of work with them. And then get it posted to your website, post it to YouTube, put it on your social media contacts. Make sure that you have social media, TikTok, Instagram, all those, Facebook, all those, and just push it out, push something out, push something out every day, because that's how people get to see it over and over. And you can get different videos. As far as business cards, you can get business cards. And what I like to do, instead of giving business cards, because when you give business cards to people, they usually throw them away.
Right.
So I started making bookmarks.
Yes, I like that idea.
So, and then you have your QR code on the back. There's a lot of things you can do.
Yes.
I got those made through Vistaprint.
Okay.
And so those are just some of the things you can do that can help you get it out there, and you'll see. And then also there are a lot of places that have different types of book fairs, right? Go to those, get your table, set your book up, and you'll get network. You start networking, people start to recognize you. You can also submit your book to different book contests. So that's how you can actually get more recognition and get awards.
Okay.
awards
I didn't know they had book contests.
Yes, they do.
Plenty of them,
Yes, they do.
all kinds.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
plenty of them. But do you have any questions for me?
I'm overwhelmed right now. So when you wrote your first book,
Yes.
what first inspired you, and then after you wrote it, like what was just the whole thing behind it? What was the driving force behind it?
Well, like yourself, you said it took you 10 years. It took me probably a little bit longer because I kept getting in my own way. And what I mean by that, I kept saying things like, I don't know how to do it. It's too hard. I'm not a writer.
Right.
And that stopped me from actually doing it. When I became serious, I decided to do it. But really what pushed me to do it in the beginning was the things that I've gone through. Just not having a father, being raised by a single mother, and just all the trauma and all the difficult things I've gone through. I know that a lot of people have gone through similar things. And the name of the book is called Syrup Sandwiches.
Right, shoot.
But the title is called Choose Not to Give Up. And I firmly believe that if you believe in your God, if you believe in yourself, and you choose not to give up, you can accomplish anything.
Yes.
Yes.
And like what you're doing to help people, I'm doing the same thing. I go to different schools, I go to shelters. I do a lot to let people know that they're more resilient than they give themselves credit for.
That is so true.
And no matter how much trauma you go through, those traumas should not define who you are.
Right. So, question: how did you get into the school? Because that has been an obstacle for me.
Well, you have to just contact someone in the school and let them know what you have to offer and see if you can just come and just talk to some of the students. I mean, I had a whole cafeteria full of children, and
Really?
yeah, it was really, really.
Because I've been trying, and it seems like every time it's like it seems like I get a yes, and then it's like,
No,
yeah, it's really tricky. You just got to keep trying, and then there's so many different schools you can try. And they're all not going to say no, right? So just keep trying. Don't give up.
Thank you so much. But I'm trying. I am, and I agree with you. I'm actually getting ready to do a volunteership with the YWCA. So
that's a start.
That's a good start. Yeah, I haven't even thought about it. Well, not so much thought about them. I haven't tried. So that's great. I wish you much success.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, you never know what to expect when you do these type of shows, because people see what you need and what you want. You can easily get a mentor really quick.
Yes, look, I need the both of you to be my mentor. Please.
I really help 4 people write books, right? And I enjoy doing it, right? I don't charge anybody anything. I just love helping people because sometimes people really need help, right? And so I have no problem doing that. And what you're doing, my hat's off to you as well, because I think you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
Thank you for having me, Cammie.
Absolutely. Always.
You as well. Thank you. And I was serious about that mentorship.
I have no problem with that at all.
Thank you.
So, guys, that was Anthony Owens, and he actually, you can find him if you're looking for him or looking for any of his books or his stories. You can actually find him here at SKST Radio. Just contact us. You can call our office number, and we can get a message to him, because he is thebomb.com. So we've kind of adopted him and made him an offer you can't refuse.
That's awesome.
I made her an offer.
It's the other way around, but we got to make it look good.
That is so awesome.
So, but anyway, so thank you for being here.
Hello. Ask her how she can get the book. How people can get our book.
Okay, no, that's next. That's next.
Oh.
So thank you for being here. And actually, I was about to hold it up again. And so, so what he said. Tell people how to get your book.
I am on Amazon.com right now. I'm working to try to get into Barnes and Nobles. But also, I tell people if they want to just call me direct, because I keep copies on hand. So you can go that way as well. My website is down right now, but my email is CRB.
We gotta fix that.
Yes. What we're working, it's being redone.
Okay.
So it's CRB.Enterprizezz, and that's Enterprises spelled ENTERPRIZEZZ 48@gmail.com. And then my phone number as well is 757-227-2229. I give it out. I'm fine with people calling me because I just want to help.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so now back to you. What, again, you got your conference going on. Tell people about that a little bit more.
So I'm looking for women to sign up and come out. It's going to be, again, July 18th. And it's where I have fabulous speakers. I have one lady, I've been following her and networking with her for a while. She is phenomenal. She is the actual keynote speaker. And her name is Janita Castile. She's very well known in the community with women. And then I have also my financial resilience coach, which is Catherine Birch. So I have those 2 ladies signed up to speak, to pour in, to help with the getting you back on track financially, as well as to dealing with trauma, changing your mindset, and getting back. And we have a couple of things that we're still working on, so we're hoping to bring on, just make it very, very impactful.
Right. So once you get your flyer and everything together, send it to us, and then we will get it out there for you.
Definitely.
Thank you so much. For you. Absolutely, and thank you for being one of our sheroes for
and thank you for having me.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
Yes, it is always so cool to meet new people, and it's just by the grace of God that we had the opportunity to meet. Because you never know when you reach out to people, you never know what to expect. You never know what you're going to get. And then, like I said, your husband introduced me to you. And after I got your bio, I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to have her own girl talk.
Thank you.
And so thank you so much. And this is not we got another room. We got.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So you'll be back. And so, so hopefully we can get more people towards your podcast, build your following,
yes, ma'am.
And get people that way. So, guys, stay in touch. Like, share, subscribe. Find Cherry. And, man, let's just make it happen. Let's help her grow her business. Let's help her get her word out there and her message out there the way she needs to get it out there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And you have to come on to my show too.
Okay.
I definitely have it. I want to do.
I get to sit on the couch.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Okay, guys. Until next week, right here, SKST Radio. Bye for now. Sure, tell them bye.
Bye. Thank you.